I look like an angel. What's up? This is Kylie and you're watching Chatting with Kylie. Thank you for clicking this video and watching me right now. Today I'm going to be talking about summer undergraduate medical programs and my experience with summer undergraduate medical programs. So far I've done two, the Pulse program at Cooper Medical School and also SHPEP, which is Summer Health Education's Summer Health Education. Listen, I'm just put it out. Okay, it changes, like they change the name like every couple years, but I'm gonna put it down here. And I did SHPEP in 2017, and then I just recently did Pulse 2018 this year, honey. I'm gonna give some tips to my college students just so you guys know if you're really interested in how to apply and how I applied and what I did and the requirements that you have to meet to apply to a lot of these programs, not just the two that I stated. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and share with all your beautiful friends, and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every single time I'm post. So, okay. So that, when I start to do that, that means it's time to just get into the video, okay? Alright. I almost forgot. I handed in the glasses. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is basically what I did first, which was SHPEP. So I applied for SHPEP. It changed its name around the year I applied. It was SMDEP, I believe. I know that caused a lot of confusion for people around the time that I was applying for it. So I applied, and okay, I'm just reading the dates that it looks like it was for 2017 to do with 2018. So let me just read the dates because they're kind of pretty accurate. I believe I started my application around November last year because it was going to open in December. And I wanted to do early admission. With that being said, if your registrar's office is anything like my registrar's office, I would definitely recommend that when you submit that application, do it extremely early, because I was one of the first people in my program at my school to finish the application. No, I was the first person to finish the application, but I ended up not being able to do early admission just because the registrar's office at my school sent it later than, like, literally it was received a week after the early admission deadline, and I did it at the registrar's office so that immediately after my grades were released for that fall semester 2016, that fall semester 2016, that all my grades were gonna be sent in like automatically as soon as I got all of the grades. So I did that. I did everything early, finished the essay, all that stuff, and then I ended up having to go for general admission. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. I got into a school and it was one of my top 3 choices. So the application closes, here it says around February 15th, so expect around February for SHPEP for the application to close, and then you get your admissions decision in March. I remember getting it around March. Okay? The Pulse program, I started my application early again. It was just a little harder because my advisor was out, sick for a long time, so I kind of had to do this one by myself. I started it around November again, but it wasn't due until the end of January. But I got that in, and it was good. A lot of these undergraduate programs, they have a GPA requirement of about 3.0 if you want to get into a lot. I applied to a lot of undergraduate programs, and a lot of them were around the 3.0 range. SHPEP, I'm looking, and it seems as if it's 2.5. I really don't remember if it was 2.5 around the time that I applied, but I didn't have, I was over 3.0. This tip is to just try to strive for a 3.0, but SHPEP is great because it gives the opportunity for students who don't reach that requirement and they have a 2.5. My second tip is to definitely apply for, I act like you're applying for medical school, dental school, whatever, health professional school. Like, act like you're applying there and apply to, I would say about, okay, 5 to 7. I think that's not, I feel like that's just the right amount. That's just the right amount I did. I'm just gonna tell you guys about the ones that I chose. Even though I got into other ones, I just wanted to tell you guys the ones that I chose. Definitely apply to a lot, because I feel like you want to weigh your options out, and then in the end you want to have the choice to choose what is best for you, and that's exactly what I did. With SHPEP, you have 3 sites that you could choose from, but with Cooper Medical School, it's just 1 site in Rowan, at Cooper Medical School. So with SHPEP, the most competitive sites are like UCLA, Duke University, right? And I don't think I was too comfortable going to like that far from home, even though it was competitive. I didn't get into the UCLA one anyway. I think that was one. I cannot remember which other one, what was my third. You get 3 choices and then you pick your top 3, I believe, and I think my top one was Rutgers because it was close to home, and I think I put UCLA just to see, you know, if I got in, because it's really competitive for that site. Like, everybody basically wants it, and I didn't do, and my application went after early admission, so they probably look at a lot of the early admission applications. And I forgot the 3rd site that I applied to, but I was happy when I got into Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. That one was that was great. I was happy, and I got the choice. I really forget what the other one was. I really do. But I ended up choosing Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. There's a difference in like when you can apply. So for SHPEP, you have to be a high school graduate and currently enrolled as a freshman or sophomore in college. So you can't do it like junior year going into senior year. I know that for a fact. They don't have 3 sites, but they have 3 phases within the post program. There's phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, and each phase has certain requirements on what you have to take in order to be eligible for the phase, and for the program in general. Phase 1 is designed for students who have just started pre-professional studies and have completed the general eligibility requirements. So basically, it's for a lot of freshmen that just started, and there's also sophomores that were in the program too. Phase 2 is designed for students who completed 2 semesters of biology or organic chemistry, and you have to have a GPA of at least 3.0, which was the phase that I was in. I was in phase 2, and phase 3 was designed for students who are near the point of applying to like professional school and have completed nearly all of their pre-professional science requirements. The only thing about SHPEP is that you can't have participated in the program before, and also you can't, like, after you do it once, you can't do it again. So that's that. For SHPEP, I know that I took organic chemistry as well as physics, and we had other classes too, but as the main courses, I took organic chemistry and physics because I was just coming straight out of Gen Chem. For the other, our other half of everybody in the program, since a lot of them were juniors at the time, they're probably seniors now, congrats to them, they took anatomy and physiology and calculus. So yeah, so that was that. So it wasn't really phases, it was just split into 2 groups. So I don't know what number I am on for tips, but another tip is to definitely get some help with your application. Don't be the only one looking at your application. The main thing they're looking for in the application is your GPA, your transcript, your personal statement, essay, because they're trying to mock when you're applying to medical school or dental school or any health professional school how your personal statement should be. So both ask for a personal statement essay. We have someone look over it, everything, like the whole part of the application, every little detail, okay? Typos, like my advisor the first time was looking for every single thing, and then the second time I did it mostly myself, but I ended up finding someone within like the science, the CSAM, that's what they call it in my school department, and she was able to help me a lot, like in the last stages of before I was submitting the application. She was able to help me fix little tweaks in my application, so I was able to get that last like finishing touches because of her. Also, okay, so another tip that's useful is also to work really hard on your personal statement and try to do that personal statement even before you start the application, because I feel like that's just so important. Like that's how they're getting to know you and who you are, and that's how it'll be for medical school. Like you want to be like your best self and show, you know, this is who I am. And if your grades don't reflect the person you are, I feel like the personal statement is your chance to kind of shine. And I don't know, I think it's kind of more important. I mean, you do have to meet the grade requirements, but the personal statement is like what makes you, that's who they're gonna put in their heads. Okay, this person, like, do they fit in with what we're trying to say? So yeah, that's very important. A lot of these programs are geared towards minorities, such as myself. So both of these programs that I listed are for minorities, so they'll definitely ask that within the application. I'm gonna link down below the links for both programs, so definitely do your research on a lot of programs, but I'm gonna just link those down below so you could really further see what I'm talking about. So now I'm gonna talk about my experience at both programs. So we're gonna start with SHPEP. SHPEP, I was so nervous. I was so nervous, like, to start something like that, because, you know, I did a 6 weeks for my program within my school, and, you know, I met new people, so I was kind of used to that. I wasn't nervous with the meeting new people because I was with 2 people that were within my program at my school now. So I was fine with that. It was just, I was nervous. I was just like, oh my gosh, everybody's telling you about organic chemistry. I didn't know what to expect. I was anxious, I was excited, I was all of the above, right? And so we get there, you know, the first day, and I put so many vlogs about it. I'm gonna show them, they'll be up there somewhere. I put so many vlogs about them out, about my experience there, more than I did with posts, so just go check those out. I had a lot of fun, like, and everybody was so nice. Like, all the students were so nice. I hate places that are like just so competitive. I mean, you're not getting a grade for either post or SHPEP, but just the learning experience is fun, and we still had tests, so it was still intense. You still get that intensity, and you still get to you get that experience of a class before you take it, because I didn't take Oregon, I was going to that fall, so it was good to get that first starter. So it was like intense, and the test would be intense for both programs, but it wasn't competitive at all. SHPEP, we all helped each other. It was just a great environment. Like, it was just fun, it was chill. SHPEP, not only did we take the classes, but we had the cadaver, like, we got to do cadaver lab, which was fun because it was like the other half of us that took anatomy, like, they were really more in depth with it, with working with the cadaver. Not a lot of programs let you work with cadavers, so that was so cool to experience, that we got to like dissect, and I held a human heart. And they teach you a lot about respecting the bodies and like a lot of what they do in, you know, medical school. And then in the end, we had a ceremony for the bodies as well, because they were going to go back to their families, because they donated their bodies to science, and their families get it back after a year. So that was fun. We also got to go to the hospital and have like shadowing experience as well, and I got to go to the pediatrics unit. Oh my gosh, it was so nice and so beautiful. And like the kids, you know, although they're sick, like, kids are just, they just have so much like hope in their eyes, and they're so bright, and like they just make you happy. So I loved it. Like, I got to see so much. We got to see like the NICU with the babies. Oh my god, like, they were so small, they were so cute. So that was just fun. Like, I loved that experience. SHPEP was just great, and I wouldn't take back any of the memories I got from there. And, you know, I made a lot of connections as well, so that's a big thing. Definitely make connections when you go to these programs. You're going to be meeting doctors and deans and of admissions, and you need to make sure they remember you. Give them your resume, like do all that, get their number if you can, like just keep in touch with them, because it's just a good idea. Okay, so yeah, SHPEP was great. Post, I just had that super recent. I was in phase 2 and I got to take biochemistry and take an MCAT prep course as well. So we did like a little MCAT prep too, which is great. And I got so many good information absorbed in my brain from that. So we worked with biochemistry. It was a lot. It was very in detail. Like even some people that were in my class, they took it. They were basically telling me that you have a good footing if you take biochem. The MCAT prep course, what we focused on, we did a lot of the biology and orgo of it, but what we mostly targeted was cars, because that's the most difficult section for a lot of students when they're taking the MCAT. So we really took our time on cars. Besides those, like being the 2-month courses, we did have sessions where doctors came in and talked to us. We'd have lunch every Wednesday, like there'd be lunch every Wednesday for us. So some Wednesdays there would be sessions where doctors came in and spoke with us, and we'd have like a panel. We had physician shadowing, which was the best. Like I was definitely happy about the physician shadowing. My schedule was basically in the morning from about 8:30 to 11. We had physician shadowing, then we had an hour lunch, and then we had our main classes after. Physician shadowing was so great. So I got to shadow in what's called Pallabilian 9s. So that was basically like the neurology, and like that's like the post-op for like joint surgery, I believe, and like for like the stroke, it's like kind of like stroke unit too. So that I got to shadow there, got to shadow some nurses. And that was more the volunteer side of it, because we would like get people water. Me and my partner, we would get people water. We would change the like department where they have the gloves, the mask. We make sure it's like up to date and everything's good. Like the gauzes were there. We would also just help out, you know, like the RNs, the techs that were there. We would also help out the techs that were there, like the critical care techs that were there. Also, I got to shadow in the ICU. I shadowed basically a team of doctors, which I love so much. I love teaching hospitals just for that. So within the team, there would be like an RN, an attending physician, a fellow, and then the residents. And there would also be like a pharmacist with us, and APN, like a nurse practitioner. Sometimes there would even be a PA. Like it was just great. Like, and they worked as a team, and the attendings would like even ask me questions like, do you know what this is? And if I didn't know, they would help me and they would teach me a lot. It was just sad being there, because you know there's a lot of patients that, you know, they're brain dead, or like they just cannot function a lot, you know, by themselves. Some are being fed through tubes, so it's really sad. It gets sad. But I got to see things like an A-line being put in, and it was just really cool. So I got to do that, the ICU, and I also got to do hospitalist, which was also in the ICU. So, which was in the CCU, critical care unit. Yeah. So, which is basically the same thing, and which is hospitalist. I got to follow a team of doctors around again. So that was just fun. That fly like almost went in my ear. So that was just a really cool and fun experience. Overall, the post program was just a really fun experience, and I was really happy to experience that. So both programs are really fun. Like I said in the beginning of the video, please apply to at least 5 to 7 programs. Make sure your GPA is up there if you can. Make sure your personal statement is bomb. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, that's really all. And have a personality. Make sure your personal statement has personality. I can't stress this enough. Like, just have a personality, okay? Don't make it generic at all. Like, just have a personality. Be yourself. and you'll be able to get in these programs. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching it. And if you want more of my experience in school videos, like any kind of like school videos you want me to film, please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications to see when I am going to upload again. Toodles.